My 30 days to live experience began, I guess I'd say, in January or February of 2004. We were at a restaurant. I went into the restroom, and when I peed, it was all blood. So I came out to the table and I said to Heidi and the boys, I don't want to disturb anybody, but I think I should get to urgent care. We went to urgent care and they said, well, it's probably a bladder infection. And they said, you just should see your doctor. So I went to see my doctor and he concurred it's probably a bladder infection. So he put me on a round of Cipro, and after the Cipro he checked again and there was still blood. So we did another round of Cipro thinking maybe we didn't kill the bladder infection. Throughout the year I was kind of losing weight. Everybody was saying, you're losing weight. And I thought, oh great, beautiful, love to lose weight. I didn't believe it was happening and never weighed myself, so I didn't really know. In November, one evening, I was supposed to take the boys to church for a Lego robotic experience they were having there. And it was time to go, and I went into the bathroom and it was all blood again. And so I said to Heidi, can you take the boys? I'm stuck in here and I'm peeing a little blood, but I think I'll be okay. And so she took the boys. When she came back, I was still sitting there and passing clots and that kind of thing. And she said, well, let's go to urgent care. And I said, no, I think this one is probably emergency room kind of stuff. So we went to the emergency room. They sent me for an MRI and the lady in the MRI said, well, it's probably a kidney stone. You know, people pass blood with kidney stones, so that's probably what it is. And I thought, oh great, you know, that won't be too bad. They took me back into one of the ER cubicles, and shortly thereafter the doctor came in and he said, well, you've got cancer and it's in both of your kidneys and in your bladder, and you probably should get your affairs in order, which is really how doctors say you're going to die. So I sat there. I was kind of foggy from morphine that they've been giving me for pain. And I sat there thinking, okay, I can accept that. My people know that I love them, and my wife knows that I love her. And really, I suppose, in a sense, my affairs are in order. So in that sense, I'm at peace with this as much as you can be. And then I began to think, okay, my kids are 9 and 11. How are we going to tell them? And what kind of things, what kind of responsibilities am I going to be unable to meet now? I won't see them graduate from 8th grade, probably, either one of them. I won't be around to help them make career decisions or to encourage them in their career decisions. I won't be there for their high school graduation or their college graduation, or to teach them to drive, all the things that dads want to do with their boys. I will be absent for those events, those milestones, and leaving my wife without somebody to be her companion through those experiences, to help make decisions, to laugh when things got tough, those kind of things I would be gone for. If you believe that Christ is your Savior and where you're going to end up, regardless of your view on the state of the dead, what happens when you die, you know that you're going to be with Christ. So that wasn't an issue, and in that sense I accepted the death thing, but just leaving all those responsibilities undone, and maybe even more or on a different level than that. What have I done with my life based on what God may have wired me up or called me to do? Have I fully maximized what He put me here to do? Or have I been sidetracked on that? And at that point in my life, I was a volunteer helping with worship arts at church and kind of feeling unfulfilled. Never really feeling like I got to do what I was made to do. Always feeling like I had a little piece of the pie and it was fun to do, but it wasn't all that I was called to do. It wasn't all that God made me to do. In a lot of cases, it wasn't even the best of what God made me to do. About, I guess, maybe 4 or 5 days into the process, they did a scope and determined that really I had cancer, from what they could tell, only in one kidney and not in the bladder. And I remember the day of the surgery. I think I walked down to surgery because the guys came to get me, and there was some confusion and the transporters went away again, and I said, no, I got to get this done. And I remember getting out of surgery and, you know, having a 12 or 14 inch scar, or incision at that point. It wasn't a scar, it was just a hole. And wondering, how do people get through this without friends and family? My family was there, and my mom and dad and my sister, and my brother was there, who's one of the ones that wanted to see the kidney afterwards. And Heidi, physical therapist, got me up and started me walking right away. And I remember walking down the hall and thinking, how do people who don't have this kind of a support system get through this? Because it's really, you really feel alone and helpless, even with all the support system. You know, you had moments of feeling like my life is over, or am I ever going to feel normal again, or what is normal for me now? In processing through that, as I was laying in the hospital bed those days, I thought, what if I do get to live? What if I do get another shot at this? What am I going to do differently? And there were two main things. I thought, my friends are important, people are important to God, and they've got to be even more important to me. So one of the things that I've done even more since then was try to build my network of friends and really build into people's lives, or at least spend time with them, doing what they're interested in doing, or doing things together that we're both interested in. It's the people that are there for you, that you spend time with, that are willing to spend time with you, that really counts. And the other thing is that you can't wait until some nebulous event takes place, or until you're ready, or until something is perfect, or till all the planets align to do, or to begin to do what God made you to do. And I kind of made a pact with myself at that point that every day I was going to do something, some one thing, or large or small, that would take me closer to what I felt God had called me to do. And so I've really set about in my life to honor the people that pour life and love into me, and also to really go full out to do what I think God made me to do. And that gives life purpose. Do I know what the next year holds? I don't. Once you've had cancer, that nagging fear, the dragging on your back or whatever, always says, is it going to come back? Is this year your last year? Is this Christmas? Is this 4th of July the last one? And in many ways, that's that's a valuable thought. And it's a thought that a person who hasn't struggled with cancer kind of doesn't, they intellectually understand it. They don't understand it necessarily in their heart, that it could be the last. But any day that we get up, any time we take our kids to school, any of those daily things that we do for each other and with each other, any of those could be the last. And I think it's really critical that we do our best to be in the moment, to be present for the people that we love, to be present with the people that we love in the things that they're going through, and to just live every day as though it was your last. 30 days may be more of a gift than we get. Tomorrow may be more of a gift than we get. So take every moment and make it count.